How you doing out there in YouTube land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today is a good day. If I must say so myself, it is a good day. It's going to be a stiletto day. A cold steel stiletto day. Okay, here we go. Guess what? This is my whole entire cold steel stiletto collection right here. Right here. Then I'm going to start with one of these rolls here. Let me see, I'll do the lighter one first, I guess. These are some of my higher end cold steels. As you all know, you've seen these before. These are the CTSX HP ones that were originally, they were supposed to be a limited edition thing, and that's when I got them. And both of these are CTSX HP. They're DLC coded with the G10 handle scales. And this one right here, this one is a AUS 8. This one is a CTSX HP. These are the ones with the 7075 aluminum handles. And this one right here is the newest one. It's a S35VN. I'll show them to you real quick. I take it back. This is a CTSX HP one. It's the S35VN. They're labeled a little bit differently. This is the original one I bought back in the day. And it's the AUS 8. All of them are mint. These are my collection. I never carry these. These are just collectors for me. I have carried the one of these before. One of them has a slight blemish from me carrying it because I was using it. But the other one's mint. It's never been carried. These aluminum handled ones I've never carried. The ones, if I do carry them, I pretty much like to carry the Zytel ones, the cheapest ones. Why? Because they're the cheapest ones. If they get messed up, if I mess them up or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. This one's really tight. Oh, I didn't show you this one over here, huh? This one over here on this end. For you, those of you that are really into collecting, this is the original one. I bought this one back in like 2001 or something like that. It's a Japanese Ti-Lite. This has a titanium handle. That's where the name Ti came from titanium. So originally they had titanium handles, and they didn't have this. They didn't never make this in a Ti-Lite 6. It was just the 9-inch model. And this doesn't say what kind of blade steel it is, but I think it might be 440A or AUS 8. I'm not sure. But this is the original one. It's never been used either. Made in Seki, Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's that collection. Let's show you guys this one of these real quick. I don't think I did, huh? Both of these are the same. They're both CTSX HP, so I'm just going to show you this one. This is the one that I carried. There's a slight blemish right there for me using it, right here. This is one of my favorite ones right here. Why? Because it's super light and it's badass. I just love it. And it works perfectly. All of them work perfectly. Some of them, though, when you first get them, the leaf springs can be really stiff. So they sort of have to be broken in a little bit. But I love the Cold Steel Stilettos, the Ti-Lites. I know some of you may think they're not real Italian style stilettos, but to me they are. I have a collection of Italian style stilettos, Italian stilettos too. Italian and German stilettos. From the old school types from back in the day. But I prefer, if I was going to have to carry one, I'd carry a Ti-Lite. Ti-Lites are way better. Okay, here we go. This is the next row of my collection. These are the Zytels. Boom. What do we see? You see anything exciting in this row? Well, this is one of the first ones I got. This is a 9-inch. No, 9-inch. This one's an AUS 8. The 9-inch stilettos aren't my favorite ones to want to carry or anything. I just like to collect them. And so that's why you don't see, most of them are 6-inch ones, because I like 13-inch, I like 11-inch and 13-inch stilettos. Those are my favorite sizes for stilettos. 15-inch is too big. 13-inch is just right for a really big stiletto. 11-inch is to me is a more preferred size to carry. That Cold Steel doesn't make 11-inch. And this was the first style of the Zytel ones. These were AUS 8s. And they came with the handle this is the Zytel handle that they came with. This handle is not the prettiest looking handle, but it's real functional because you can put your finger right in here and it gives you like a whole lot of control over the knife. More so than the new style of handles. But I do like the way the new ones look better though. To me they're more attractive. Okay. Next one I got to show you. This is the new style of the Zytel one. And it's a AUS 8 also. Ti-Lite 6. I like the way these handles look the best. But they're not as functional as the other ones. But they work good. Okay. And the next one I got to show you coming up is the new Kris. That's why I'm doing my Ti-Lite. I'm showing my Ti-Lite collection because this is the one I wanted to show off. The new Kris. The new Kris. Thank you, Cold Steel. Thank you, Lynn C. Thompson. This is a beautiful one. It's autographed by Lynn C. Thompson at Laser Etch right there. And they're also numbered. This one is number 67. And let me show you how the boxes come too. This is the box that they come in. Specs: blade 6 inches, overall 13 inches, steel 440C, American steel, American 440C. Weight 7 ounces, blade thickness 4 millimeters. Handles made out of Zyx or Zytel, whatever you want to call it. And then it's autographed by Lynn C. Thompson. And I don't think that's I think it's actually a physical autograph because I got 3 of these. And if you look, every autograph is a little bit different. So it looks like they were actually individually autographed. Can you tell the difference? All of mine came from Cold Steel. They came directly from Ventura, California, the Cold Steel outlet in Ventura, California. Came straight from Cold Steel. So these are not counterfeits or anything like that. These are the real deal. That's the way they're labeled right there. They say Cold Steel 440C Taiwan. Now on this side it has 0067 Ti-Lite 6. And then on the blade it says Lynn C Thompson. And these blades, they're not no joke. They are absolutely razor sharp. Razor sharp. I think it'd be hard to resharpen it because all these different angles you'd have to deal with. But this coming to you razor sharp. And the points, and look at the tips. The tips are thick. They're not thin tips. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. It's a 4mm blade stock. It's absolutely beautiful. These the leaf springs on these are super stiff, so if you get them and it's really stiff, it's not a flaw. That's just the way all mine are. All three of mine are super stiff, the leaf springs. So when they lock up, they lock up. You know, so that might be hard. Might not be the best one to get if you just want to fidget with it, because they're a little bit on the hard side to close. But they're all center perfect, all three of mine. Absolutely beautiful. The scales are OD green. And even the back spacer's OD green. I like that, Cold Steel. That's awesome that you match the scales to the back spacer, or the back spacer to the scales. It's perfect. I love this blade. This blade is beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Cold Steel. But that's not the only thing I got to show you guys. Oh, I got one more here that I didn't show you, huh? Let me show you this one. Show you that one real quick. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, this one's OD green? And what's that, a EDP plated blade and scales, and it's got the blacked out hardware? What? It's got an AUS 8A blade. What? Where'd this one come from? How'd that can come to be? Huh? What do you think? This is my little one. She's trying to get into the video. Okay. Well, you can see my two right here, right? And this can't be the third because it doesn't have a Kris blade on it. There's the third one. I did a handle swap, handle and blade swap. Not only did a handle and blade swap, but on this one, I stripped the plating off of the scales, or off the handle scales, the 7075 aluminum handle scales. I chemically stripped it with a clean strip, and I polished it all out with wet sandpaper until I got to the polish and shine that I wanted, like a mirror polish. And then I buffed it all out on a buffer with buffing compound. And then I put it back together with the new blade. The blade is totally stock. I didn't do anything to the blade. It's just like the other one. And this one is number 154. 154 got tricked out. 154 got tricked out. They're going to make 2,000 of these, and this is 154. So 154 got tricked out. Y'all know what happened to 154. 154 will be with me forever. I have this one in my rotation drawer, not because I'm going to carry it, but because I like to play with it. This is the one that will probably be, out of all the other two will never get used. And just like this one that I made, you know, I did the handle swap on this one with this one. Handle and blade swap. This one looks really nice with this finish. It looks more tactical. I like it. I don't know, Cold Steel might want to make one of these. Cold Steel might want to make one of these too. Because the Kris blade with a polished 70-75 aluminum handle looks trick. It looks sweet. And it feels really good in the hand. Because when you take the other coating off, I like the way the aluminum feels in my hand. It's really nice too. And if you get a little bump on it, you just buff it again. That's how aluminum is. Yep. It's badass. Well, that's all I want to show you guys. Show you, this is my collection. The update on my Ti-Lite 6 collection. Absolutely love this one, boy. This one is... All y'all that like Ti-Lite 6s and have been collecting them, these are must-haves for you. Get them before they're gone because there's only going to be 2,000 of them. Now, I don't know if they're going to make them, you know, like have a regular series of them that won't be numbered, but then there's only going to be 2,000 of these, are the ones that are numbered. I'm sure these will become, you know, high-end collectors. Especially if they ever stop making them, they'll definitely become collectors. And I bet you the Kris blades always are highly sought after in the Stiletto community, in the collector community. So I would get some of these, and these are labeled with Lynn Thompson and they're numbered, so these are definitely going to be collector blades. This one, 154, is not going to be a collector though. This one's going to be my toy. This one will stay in my rotation drawer. It will never be in the roll or in the safe, because the ones that are in the roll go into the safe. Hope y'all been doing really good out there. I've been doing pretty good. I've been trying to get enough money together to get a new house. California is getting so expensive. I've been considering moving out of California, to tell you the truth. Because the cost of houses out here are ridiculous. But anyway, that's my collection. I hope y'all been doing good. I know I haven't been posting anything or whatever because I've been so busy working a lot of overtimes, and when I get off work, I'm just burned out. I don't feel like doing anything. The job I had before, when I used to post all the time, I was only working a few hours a week, and that was cool. I had a lot of spare time. But now I don't have any spare time. But I still get my knives, though. I still love my cold steels. I'm still a knife nut. I still like, you know, my cold steels. I'll show you guys my drawer real quick. This is my EDC drawer. This is what my EDC drawer looks like now. And in my EDC drawer, what I have, the Cold Steel SR1 Tonto, 4.8 millimeter thick blade, extra heavy duty. This is the one I like if I'm gonna have carry an extra duty blade, heavy duty blade. This is the one I like. This is another one of my favorites I carry all the time. This is one of those Canadian Tontos when they were coming. The only way you were able to get them from Canada, and I swapped the handle scales on it with one of these that had a DLC coated blade because I want the green handle scales. I like green handle scales, the OD greens. You guys have seen these. 8015, everybody knows about these now. Now they got one with black scales. I might get that one too. Next is my Spada. My little Spada. It's one of my favorite knives to carry in a jacket pocket. I love it. I wish they would keep on making these. I don't know why they stopped making these. Excellent little knives. Extra heavy duty 4mm blade stock. All time favorite here. A little bit dirty. American Lawman. XHP. I've had this for a few years now. And this little brother I like to carry sometimes if I go somewhere where I need to carry a little knife, or sometimes I just want to have a little knife that I could use for like knife chores. But I like this one though, even though it's a little knife, it's also, you know, a cool little self-defense knife too. You know, it can be used for whatever you need it to use it for. It's an awesome little blade. They don't make these anymore either. I don't know why they stopped making these. Then over here we got the AD10. The big brother to the American Lawman. And this one I took it apart and I polished the scales. Because I didn't like the way the dull aluminum scales look. So I polished them out until they were mirror polished aluminum. I like the way that looks. They look more like steel now instead of looking like aluminum. I just like the way that finish looks on it better. Always modify things. Like this one too, I did the same thing on this one. This one has steel, stainless steel scales. I took it all apart and I polished them. It made it operate smoother too, because I polished everything. All-time, old-time favorite, AUS 8 Chow War. And I have a bunch of the CTSX HP ones, and I just put those in I just collect them. And the reason why is this original one I had, this one's been totally taken apart and everything's been polished in, so it operates super smooth. This one's super smooth. And I love the AUS 8 on the Chow Wars and the holdouts, because the way that the blade is made, they hold a good edge. And it's easy to resharpen AUS 8. It's super. So when after having to sharpen all these harder steels and stuff, and going back and have to do AUS 8 blades sometimes, I was like, damn, this is like super easy compared to the other stuff. And this is my old holdout. It's been all taken apart and polished too. This AUS 8 holdout, and I like it for the same reason. These are good for. I like the big one too because it's good for doing butchering and stuff, like cutting up meat and stuff. It's really like a folding butcher's knife, chef's knife. If you ask me. The skin do. And here's one that's not a cold steel. Uh-oh. It's a Spidey with the power lock. Yep. This is Chinook. Spider Code Chinook. And I like this one. This one's awesome little blade. It has an S30V blade. And this is a Keating design knife. He's a person who is a blade master. You know, masters the art of blade fighting with blades. I think his name is James Keating. James Keating, yeah. And I love these. I love these. Can't remember what this is called. This is Night Force. I can't remember what it's called. But whatever it's called, I love it. It's one of the knives I probably carry the most. And the Damascus steel, it holds a good edge. My little 20 CV one, I love this one too. I love this one because it's so light, and it's really like still like a real fighter. It's like a real defense knife. It's not so small because it's supposed to be a 3.5-inch blade, but it's really like a 4-inch blade, and it seems pretty long. Yeah, see, this is 3.5-inch too. I guess it's 3.5-inch. Just the slender look of it makes it look like it's longer. But this is Storm Cloud, and I really like this one. Another nice little knife. It's a good little work knife. And another one that this is my absolute favorite knife to play with. I never really carry it anywhere because of the laws and where I live in Northern California and in the Sacramento area, the 916 area. And if you could flick out a knife, you know, without hardly any force or anything, without even touching anything, they can call it a switchblade where I live. So I don't carry this one, but I absolutely love it. It's a Benchmade 810 Contigo, and it's been modified. I got these scales from a guy in Russia on eBay. He was selling them on eBay, and when you receive the scales, they weren't polished or anything. I had to polish everything all out and do the final fit, you know, the final fitting and touching on it and stuff like that. So once I got to where I want it, I absolutely love this knife. This is the best knife to fidget with. It's just like it's a toy. But and the axis lock is actually a very strong lock too. And I only like knives with strong locks. I don't like weak locks. And so, you know, this is actually a very good self-defense knife, or if you were taking it in a combat environment, it'd be an excellent knife for that too. It's got 3.8 millimeter blade stocks, 4 inches long. It's actually a very nicely made knife too. Very durable, very strong. And as far as the axis knives, you know, the only thing I think is maybe more durable, more heavy duty than this one is like the Adamas. But the Adamas has D2 steel. I don't really care for D2. It's hard to resharpen, and I don't know, it's not my favorite steel. This one has M390. Is that right? Yep, M390. And this still seems like it's really nice. I mean, it holds a good edge. I've used it to cut things, and it's awesome. So this is a Benchmade that I like. You know, I'm not a big Benchmade fan, except I like Benchmade balisongs. But the Benchmade folding knives, unless I like the axis lock ones that have like stainless steel liners and stuff. But that's where I'm at with the Benchmades. And that's the new one. The leaf spring on this one, the reason why I chose this one to modify is because it had the stiffest leaf spring. And it's like, you got to push it in with 2 fingers lots of times to get it to close. And when it locks up, it's like, it's not budging or going anywhere. But it is hard to close. But this is new. It's only 2 days old. I modified this handle yesterday. And I got off work. I let it soak in the stripping fluid pretty much all day. And when I got home, it just pretty much washed off, and I just polished it. But it's awesome. I absolutely love these new Kris blade stilettos. I highly recommend them. Anybody that's into these the Ti-Lite 6s, this is the one you gotta have for your collection. To me, it's a must-have, and it's labeled with Lynn C Thompson on it and everything. That makes it extra cool. And it's numbered. You know, what else can you ask for? And it's got American steel, 440C steel. Because to me, in my opinion, for these types of knives, 440C is perfectly fine. I think AUS 8 is perfectly fine. You don't need to have a super high-end steel for a stiletto. The main purpose of these things was for stabbing. It's not for, like, you know, cutting open slicing tomatoes and things like that. This is a combat knife. This is a dueling knife, style knife. That's what they were mainly made for back in the day. That I love them. I love the stilettos. And they were popular during World War II because you were able to stab through like body armor and stuff with them because of the thin blades. You can go through the rib cage. But anyway, let's not get gory. The stiletto has a gory past. It wasn't a utility knife. It was a fighting knife. Just like the Bowie. And the daggers. And the bayonets. They're all just meant for combat. They weren't meant to be utility knives. But to me, these are the best stilettos ever made. Are the Cold Steel stilettos. Okay, I'm dragging on now. This is getting way too long. I'm sure I've been on here way too long. But anyway, it's good talking to y'all. I hope everybody's doing great out there. And just let you know I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm still hanging in here, trying to make some money, get a house, and do all that. Try to live a normal life. But anyway, peace out. Happy New Year. 2020. Peace.